Here on 4 Now to Wembley, and the first part of our coverage this weekend of the Carlsberg National Basketball Championships.
This weekend, the climax of the basketball season at the most prestigious indoor stadium in the country. The Final Four of the National Championship here at the Wembley Arena. Hello, welcome to Wembley. In an hour's time, the pick of the action from the World Curling Championships at the Kelvin Hall in Glasgow. But for the next hour, settle back and watch an hour of really competitive basketball. The final of the National Championship will be tomorrow live on Channel 4 at 5:30. But now we have the semi-finals. Let's first look at the league tables and tell you how the teams got here. The final 8 battled it out for the final 4 spaces, and you see the 4 teams shaded there who got through. Kingston beating Bracknell, Manchester United beating Hemel, Leicester beating Manchester Giants, and a fortnight ago you probably saw Worthing coming from behind to beat Solent by 2-1. So that set up a semi-final lineup like this. Kingston, the league title holders, against Leicester. Neither of those sides ever been to Wembley before. Manchester United, beaten finalists last year, up against another new side to Wembley, Worthing. Well, in the first half, the favourites, Kingston, had a worried look on their faces, and that hadn't evaporated at half-time. There you see the half-time score. Leicester in front by 5. We pick up commentary at the start of the second half. Here's the surprising half-time score. Leicester in front by 5 against the league title holders, the cup winners, the team going for the treble. And it really has been a surprising half, because it's really Kingston's type of ball game, but Altenberg, it's been the other way around. Leicester picked up the pieces.
Well, Leicester's put it together today. They've had 11. Oh, how do you do? How many times does that happen? Gene Waldron steals it right off of Stephen Bontrager and draws a foul. But they put it all together. 11 offensive boards, 6 second shots, destroyed Kingston's confidence. There's the replay. Waldron inside, draws a foul outside though on Stephen Bontrager.
And a first foul against Bontrager of the game. O'Shea finds Waldron, and a little bit of indecision there. And that hasn't been happening too often. It's been a very fast game, Danny Palmer, but surprisingly, it's Leicester who come out on top so far.
Well, both teams are fast-breaking teams. I mean, there you see a basket by Dan Davis inside. And both teams are fast-breaking teams. The key, I think, has been the ineffectiveness of the pressure from Kingston, the full-court press defense, and the offensive patience of Leicester.
There's a rare error from Waldron. Gets the ball back, but terrible air ball there, and he was been shooting so well in the first half. Waldron with 19 points.
Yeah, I've seen them play many times this year, Simon. It's the best I've seen them play as far as their shot selection. They're taking smart shots, they're playing well, they're playing very confidently. And as Alton mentioned at halftime, that's going to be the key to the second half probably, whether they play confidently or not.
Here's Bontrager. So far, the teams won each. Kingston won in September. Leicester won in September as Davis gets the basket by 103 to 93, but then Kingston turned it round 127 to 105. And so it's 1 apiece, but so far, Leicester just having the edge in this match. But one feels that the faster it goes, the more likely Kingston are to win the game. Talking to the coach beforehand, Robert Dixon, and he said if it gets into the hundreds, then we've got no chance. But if it's less than that, we should win. Pemberton, though, gives them a 3-point lead. It looks as if it will go in the hundreds out.
Well, I'll tell you, I believe that it all comes down to the first 5 minutes. And if Leicester's playing with the same confidence they played with in the first half, there's Bontrager with an easy basket. But if they play with the same confidence, there's the play. Goes straight up, good offensive concentration, lays it in off the backboard.
And Waldron, as usual, making a meal of it. One of the great actors of the basketball court.
He's having a good game, Simon. I think he's the key of the team. When he has a good game, Leicester play well.
Here's the play, though, and there's Waldron. Bontrager actually just falls on his ankle. No foul call there by the referee.
Fouls on 9 right, pushing the back. Who's that on? Sideline.
But a foul there on Clyde Vaughan. His second foul, Leicester's first of the half. And now a chance for Kingston to go in front for the first time since the early stages of the match. And the crowd, about 2,000 of them from Kingston, are really getting behind them. And there it is. The jumper from Martin Clark. He goes up to 22, leading point scorer in the game. And Kingston in front.
Well, Leicester have got to play better defense than that. They can't just allow them a simple shot after one pass. And that's the key to this game. If Leicester can play defense for the rest of 20 minutes, and especially the last 5 minutes, which any coach would tell you are the most important time in the ball game, they got a chance to win this match.
Waldron. He's not shooting at all well at the start of this second half. He's had probably a little time to think of how well he's doing. And
nice move. Sorry, Simon. Nice move inside there.
I'll tell you, Gene Waldron must be one of the most elegant players in basketball. He is a very, very smooth player.
Danny Davis.
And that was a very, very smooth play there. Pass from Bontrager to Davis inside. There you see it. Bontrager penetrates. Dan Davis knows he's going to dish it off to him, gets the ball, and lays it in for 2 points.
And from then on, Kingston took control. They went 10 points up very quickly as we joined the action in the closing moments. They're 5 up, and the celebrations have started. Waldron now has an equal because Bontrager has 34 points. Inell misses the final shot. There's the buzzer. The response from the Kingston fans is one we've seen so often this year. And Chamberlain looks a bit concerned because maybe they should have buried this side by more than they did in the end. Certainly in those early minutes of the second half when they seemed to have their number completely. But all credit to Leicester. Congratulations to them on a magnificent fight. But John Johnson here had a fine second half, so did Clark, and at the death when it mattered, Bontrager came out on top too. Top scorer with 34 points along with Gene Waldron. He salutes his supporters. They'll be back tomorrow with Bontrager and his men. The final score, Kingston 118, Leicester 112. And with me here, Steve Bontrager. Steve, it was closer than it should have been, really.
I don't know. Leicester concerned me all year long. They beat us down at our place. Then we went back up their place and beat them. So we only played them twice for the whole year, and we didn't know that much about them. So I'm just happy to come out with the win.
The first half, they seem to be playing your game and beating you at it.
That's one reason I was concerned about them. I think they're the only team in the country that can run up and down the way we do and play our style of ball. And on a given night, whichever team is shooting the better, that's the team that's going to be winning. Tonight, second half, we shot a little bit better and pulled through.
And having turned it around, got a lead of 11, 12 points, again, they kept with you.
Yeah, that's just because the style of ball we play, we may get up 12 points in 2 minutes and we may go down 12 points in 2 minutes because we're going to keep playing the same no matter what. We're going to keep getting the ball up and down the court and shooting it. And if they're not going, we're going to still keep doing it. That's just our style of playing. So we get up 12, and then all of a sudden our shots didn't go and they'd edge back in. But I was happy with the rest of the performance of our guys who, down the end, last minute or so, they protected the ball well. We pulled through.
There was one moment I enjoyed. It was at a timeout, and your assistant, Malcolm Chamberlain, was in favour of pulling you out at that point. You had 4 fouls, and you rather old-manned him.
Well, that's just one time. I respect Malcolm Chamberlain a whole lot. I mean, he's done a great job for us this year, and that's just one time I felt that I wanted to play because if I sat down, I may have got a little bit tired or tight, and I'd come back in, I may have just stood and reached and got a foul. So that's one place where I guess being a player coach helped me a little bit, and fortunately it worked out for us.
Now, you haven't been beaten this season either by Worthing or Manchester United. Any preference who you play in the final?
No preference at all. Both of them, each game we played them, we played 7 times combined between the two. We've won 4 against Worthing and 3 against Manchester United, so each of them been 2-point games. I'm happy to be in the finals, although it's not going to stay there. We want to win it. Whichever team shows up to play us, that's fine.
And we'll be finding out who's Steve Bontrager, and the rest of the Kingston lads will be meeting in the final in just a few minutes' time. Now, though, we're going to concentrate on the women's final, which took place this afternoon between Northampton, the reigning champions, and going for the treble this year. They've already won the cup and the league, against Crystal Palace, a team who'd never beaten Northampton before. And watching the game with me is Dottie Richardson, one of the leading Americans over here. She's been playing for Great Yarmouth this season. First, let's find out who've been the key players in the match so far.
And Northampton very much the dominant force in women's basketball at the moment, and there's one of the reasons, although not a dominant force here, she's got an injury problem. Anita Curtis, number 9, a fine player, doesn't it?
A very dominating player. They really miss her absence, and Crystal Palace was not, the biggest concern was Anita Curtis. And since she's sitting on the bench, they weren't concerned that much coming into the match.
Right, she has a cartilage problem, which has put a big onus on the other key players. And there is one of them. She's top scorer so far for Northampton with 22 points, Carol Andrew.
A very dominant, very concentrated, and very strong player, especially when she makes a move to the basket. She's very hard to stop, and she won't stop unless she's fouled.
Yeah, she's been very much in evidence. And there is Wendy Noble, number 8, 12 points so far, but she has other talents as well.
Her biggest, strongest asset is the offensive rebound, and she seems to get in there and do that second offensive upward shot and get it in for 2.
For Crystal Palace, there's Claire Booker, England international for a number of years, 6'3" tall, and she's been a major force under the boards trying to stop those Twin Towers from Northampton.
And she's had a very difficult job this evening. They're standing eye to eye to her, and she has 2 against 1, and she has to really fight to keep them out because they're as strong as she is.
There's Tracy Whitnell, who last year played for the opposition. That's a rather difficult thing for her, but she knows both points, both teams.
She knows both teams, and she's got the experience behind her, so that's one thing that you can always pull from.
She scored 12 points, but had 2 3-pointers that Steve Bontrager would have been proud of. And there's the leading scorer in the game so far, Denise Weinreis, who scored 26 for Crystal Palace.
She's been doing a very good job. When the number 15 got out in foul situation problems, she's been doing the offense and the defense for Crystal Palace.
Right, well, at half-time, it looked very close. Northampton led by 42 points to 39, and Crystal Palace were edging back. But now, as you see, it's a very dominating game for Northampton. 83 points to 62 they lead with about 3 minutes left. What has been the key to the game for them?
Avon Northampton have run a very structured, disciplined form of game. They're very concentrated, and they're not going off into frivolous plays. They've been going through their program, getting the options, and good shot selection.
You've been here just the 1 year, playing at Great Yarmouth. What are your overall impressions of women's basketball?
It's a very good skill level, very good. And it's something to worth keep contributing, and I'm very pleased with the crowd, parents, and the support that this women's basketball has gotten, because I haven't seen it like this in most parts of the world.
Are you surprised at that?
I'm surprised that, and England should be proud for the turnout and the support they're giving for their women.
Yes, it certainly has been a tremendous atmosphere here. So far, there's more people here watching this game than watching the Kingston-Leicester game. But there's the score at the moment, 85 points to 62, and it looks like a solid Northampton victory.
And Northampton went on to beat them by 93 points to 68, champions for the second successive time. But will it be Manchester United or Worthing to meet Kingston in the men's final? A cracking semi-final after this break. Welcome back, and now to the second men's semi-final. Worthing against Manchester United. Worthing never been to Wembley before. Manchester United, the only team from last year back, beaten finalists last year. Manchester United finished the league in 2nd place, Worthing in 5th, but Worthing had a 2-against-0 record against them this year, so it was pretty even Stevens. The score at half-time was Manchester United 44, Worthing 45. We pick up the action right at the start of an exciting second half.
That's a picture of the Worthing coach, Bill Sheridan, at half-time, and well, might he look glum. At one stage, his team was 6 points up. They looked to be running away with it. But at half-time, the score, Manchester United 44, Worthing 45, and a chance to really bury
United wasn't taken. There's the score at half-time, and here's the tip-off for the second half. And really, Worthing should have taken greater advantage, Danny.
Well, it's difficult to say, Simon. You guys, so look at that dunk by Ed Bowler. And that's one of the reasons why they weren't able to. You know, United have so much talent. They got a deep bench. They're pressuring on defense. It's difficult. Look at this pass to Bowler. He comes in and slams it home.
Not a bad way to start the half, huh?
Not a bad way at all. I mean, he dunked that very easily. There was a foul there on Jeff Jones from behind, and it was pretty fortunate for Alan Cunningham because he would have got the foul on Colin Irish. Here's the play. Jones grabs him by the wrist, and you see him run over Colin Irish after the play, though.
Colin Irish on the floor again. He's been on the floor about 6 times tonight.
But he seems very, very keyed up, as indeed the whole United team do. I just wonder whether they're a little bit too keyed up. There's Jenkins. This is his jumper. Jones grabs the rebound. Here's Will Brown. Thinks about a three-pointer, then decides against it.
Well, I think the key is, Simon, here you see nice play inside by Colin Irish, is for Manchester to take a better shot selection, and you know, he didn't want to shoot too soon down there. Run the offense a little bit longer. I think Coach Welton probably told them that at halftime as well. Slow it down, fellas. Play smart. You run the all. You dictate the tempo of the ball game. Not Worthy.
Jenkins. Here's Hungrecker. This is the three-pointer. Irish the rebound. Jones. Good behind the back dribble.
Give it to Ed.
Another missed shot. Cunningham. Who's been very quiet. Only 8 points, 6 in the first half. Bill Sheridan watches.
And that's what's going coast to coast. Cunningham gets the rebound and actually goes all the way down the lane. Scores.
2 points for Irish. But a charging foul.
It's a charge on 14.
Good call by umpire Peter Knowles.
They get it inside the Irish there. He goes to the basket, leans forward. Good position by Nick Burns. Offensive foul, Colin Irish.
Coach Welton didn't like that call very much.
Jenkins finds Hungrecker.
You can count that one. You leave him that much space, I'll tell you, he's going to nail it every time.
And there, an important shot, Colin Irish. He's been limping rather badly, increasingly towards the end of the first half and at the start of the second. Irish 21 points so far, top scorer, and comfortably the best player so far for United. 2 more there, but watch him as he moves away. He's limping badly.
I'll tell you something, he's scoring both sides. Here's the replay again. Same play as the other side, except this time he didn't draw any contact from Nick Burns and give him the basket.
One of the keys for Manchester could be if they can stay in this man-to-man defense and limit the outside shooting capability of Worthy.
Tell you, Nick Burns comes down the other end and says, all right, I'll give you a taste of your own medicine. I'll go inside and score a layup.
Well, he was doing that in the first half, too, where Manchester got in foul trouble in the first half and had to play his own defense, and it hurt him.
2 more for Irish.
Speaking of defense, where's the Worthy defense at the moment? They don't seem to be doing too much, Alton.
An intentional foul on Craig Evans.
There's a replay. Brown makes a good steal, and there's Evans who actually tries to grab him and then pushes him to throw him off balance. Intentional foul.
So Will Brown to the free throw line. Man who was drafted by the Boston Celtics. Never quite worked out though. Last year's most valuable player at Wembley. Many people surprised he wasn't in the All-Star team last year. Well, he has been included this year, although ironically it's probably not been a good season for him this year as it was last.
I don't know. I think most foreigners who play in this country go through what's called the second-year syndrome. A bit of boredom. You've done it just about everything. They've been to all the finals. They haven't won a big one yet, but you know, you go through a lapse in your second year, and I think he's done so just like anybody else.
Look at Alan Cunningham, steals the ball. You know, he hasn't got that many points, but he's starting to pick them up now. But he's also getting steals, rebounds, and an important thing is Manchester have dropped back now into his own defense.
Here's Jones.
Irish over Cunningham. Does well there.
Well, I tell you, Worthy to play a man-to-man. And man-to-man, I don't think anybody in this country can stop Colin Irish with the ball. He's pretty tough.
I think Rolton Wade might have a little to say about that.
Excuse me, you're absolutely right.
But Irish has had 5 shots, 5 baskets this half. Jenkins, no way through there, triple teamed. Burns, Irish in front of him. A little bit unlucky Cunningham there, couldn't quite get the right moment.
He tried to stuff it, instead of getting the net, he caught the ring.
Kind of sub.
Craig Evans out, and in goes Mark Hubbard. There he is, 6'2" guard, just 19 years old. Came here last year to watch the final between Solent and United, and said he never dreamed he'd be playing in the final so soon. Well, here we are, just one game away from the final, his first Wembley. Great moment for him, and 2 good points there for Alan Cunningham. He's looking a lot sharper this second half.
He definitely looks better offensively.
Still, though, 2 points the lead for United. Kevin Penny.
I'll tell you, Manchester United is doing something very simple. They're just trying to get the ball inside to Colin Irish.
Foul.
There, 2 very interested spectators, looking relaxed. And Stefan Traeger pointing out to his assistant Malcolm Chamberlain just how they're going to beat one of these teams in tomorrow's final.
Von Traeger on the screen again. But we see that skinhead all over the place.
I'll tell you what, he's worse than Alton Bird, isn't he, for getting on the television?
I'm telling you. Well, they haven't got his theme song out there yet, I don't think.
Sorry, fellas.
Just wait till tomorrow, Danny.
Speak to the producer.
Unbrecker to Cunningham.
Well, we've now got a half-court pressing, trapping defense by Manchester, and it seems to have worked a bit. No, the ball goes to Mark Hubbard and the Worthing team.
Yeah, messy play there. And 4 points, the deficit for Worthing.
Manchester playing his zone. It's one of the reasons Mark Hubbard's in the game for Coach Sheridan. He's an excellent outside shooter. I think he's looking for him, given the opportunity to hit some open shots.
Jenkins, here's Hubbard. Well defended by Penny, but Unbrecker was open there, finds Burns.
Nice pass. That's a nice pass by the big 7-footer. Kept the ball up. Here's a pass, Hungbrecker to Burns. Drops it right down to Cunningham. Easy 2 points for Alan Cunningham.
Nick Burns is unquestionably the unsung hero of this Worthing team.
And there's the man who was the hero of the playoffs. 42 points, remember, in that last playoff game, Alan Cunningham. Hubbard going for the outside shot. Colin Irish, strangely losing control there. And Burns and Hubbard getting in each other's way. Jones behind the back.
Nice move by Jeff Jones behind the back and goes straight to the basket. And that's the Jeff Jones I think everybody knows and loves, really. Goes to the basket strong as opposed to trying to dish it off. Went strong and confident.
Cunningham, good hands from Will Brown. And Worthing just looking a little bit tentative at the moment.
Well, I think it's because of the pressure trapping defense of the Manchester United team. Coach Welton put them in a trapping, pressing defensive defense. They're doing a good job.
Real momentum behind them at the moment. Irish.
Nice shot by Irish.
He cannot miss. That's his 6th successive shot that's got to the basket. And now Bill Sheridan, it's his turn. Following this shot from Colin Irish that puts United 4 points in the lead. So Bill Sheridan's timeout.
You all right? Everybody all right? Make sure you do the right things, you get the right shots, and do the fundamentals that we talk about. Offensive rebounds, getting possession, ball fakes, getting 3-point plays. Defense means no penetration, playing with your feet, okay? Defense means getting over screens, okay? From down the court, get good shots, okay? Good shots. The ball is passed snappy, everyone meets the ball. Just a review of the fundamentals, right? It's a big play now. You got 14 minutes to go. You got come up, get a good shot this time, right? Okay. Every time's a good shot. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Good timeout by Coach Sheridan. Very, very needed. They're 6 points down. He said, hey, let's go back to fundamentals, you guys. Hang on to the ball, take good shots, play good defense, play together, don't panic, and get back in the ballgame where we were.
So here's Hungraker.
Manchester United has switched defense again. They're now playing man-to-man.
Cunningham. Double team there.
On 15,
And a foul
there.
on Ed Boner. That's his
15.
third foul of the half against Manchester United. So Boner and Irish both on 3 fouls at the moment. Craig Evans and Nick Burns on 3 fouls for Worthing. Here's Alan Cunningham to the foul line.
Former Harlem Globetrotters. Alan Cunningham was.
I think he played for the Harlem Wizards as well.
Certainly got a few tricks up his sleeve, and he showed many of those a fortnight ago.
Well, he's going to need a few more right now. They're 4 points behind, and Worthing got to get back, pick up the tempo a bit. Manchester seems to have picked their tempo up.
Kevin Penny. Here's Boner. And again the rebound from Nick Burns.
I think that shot might have been a bit out of Big Ed's shooting range, but you never know.
Hungraker marked by Brown.
Interesting. Looks like every time down the court, Manchester is switching their defense. They're now playing a zone. Oh, they pick up a charging call.
2 points for Jerry Jenkins, but a charging foul against him.
It's a nice play. Here's Kevin Penny. Jenkins straight to the hole. Good position by Kevin Penny. Good defensive play by Kevin.
Here it is again. And this is the Jenkins' third foul. Jones. Hubbard and Cunningham go to him. Kevin Penny.
I'll tell you, when we played United in the Anglo-Scottish Cup final, our coach told us that Kevin Penny couldn't shoot, and he came out and hit his first 3 shots. If he's open, he is a good shooter.
What's that mean? Never listen to the coach?
There you go.
Careful, boys.
Well-respected habit, that.
Alton used to listen to me when he played for me.
And how long was that one?
Short.
2 for Jenkins.
And an enjoyable short time, I must say.
Eventful. Here's Jones. Hubbard in front of him. Will Brown. Cunningham the rebound. And there's Jenkins.
Great defensive play by Will Brown to get back on defense and force Jenkins to change his shot.
That's a foul against Jenkins, his 4th foul. Timeout call by Joe Welton. 2 points up. Let's hear what he's got to say now.
Jenkins got 4. A blow for a minute, all right? Dave, you're in for Jeff. Okay, now listen up. All right, you got to stay active. Okay, we're going to go 3 on a make, 1 on a miss. With Dave on the point. No, wait a second. Wait a second. No. Let's go you on the point. You on the point. You 2 on the wings. Okay? Hey, you've got to know where the shooters are. The wings have got to get to the corners. Guys in the middle got to find where Cunningham is, and then all 5 guys must rebound. 3D on a make and 1D on a miss. Offensively, don't be stagnant. Move yourselves. Move yourselves, all right? Nice job. Go inside. 1, 2, 3, defense.
Joe Welton Jr. with a concise timeout there. First of all, you've got to remain active. And I think, he feels that if they remain active, he will give Worthing all kinds of problems. Defensively, it's going to change his defenses to 2 different zone defenses, 1 on a make and 3 on a miss. And the other thing is just move yourself offensively. That's a nice move.
Oh, what a shot.
That is different, isn't it?
Different and difficult. My goodness, look at this. You see somebody got a hold of his arm, and he still puts it in.
Easy. Hey. Great play from Irish, puts him up to 31 points, but who would have thought he could get a basket out of that?
That's 7 in a row for Colin Irish.
7 in a row in the second half.
And if you notice, all 7 have been off the backboard. All 7 he's used the backboard on every single shot.
That's a good example for you young players out there. Most coaches do recommend that. Use that backboard to your advantage.
This one, isn't it? Irish
when the going gets tough. They say the tough get going. And my word, he certainly is a big game player. Remember the cup final so well when people, including me, had said that he wasn't as good as he was cracked up to be. And how he turned it on then. And once more, he's doing the business when it matters.
And I think if you would ask Stephen Bontrager if he'd been in the game whether Kingston had won, he'd have had to give you a serious answer. That's 8 in a row off the board.
Well, interesting. Worthington now playing a half-court zone defense. Very dangerous tactic when you're behind. You got to put some pressure on defensively.
Danny and Simon, have you seen Billy Hungrecker in the gym lately?
It's been a bit quiet, isn't it?
Very quiet.
Very interesting question.
Here he is with the ball now. But Irish has really been taking the game by the scruff of the neck in the last few minutes. 8 from 8 in the second half. Jenkins does well there because Lloyd seemed to have a finger on the ball and still he got the shot up.
David Lloyd ran to the corner and went, I don't know how he got that one off of his arm.
And considering how well Irish is playing, here he is again. Same result.
He heard Alton over here saying he can't use the backboard. Say, watch this one, Alton.
9 in a row for Colin Irish.
Up to 35.
35 points, great game. I think the key right now, gentlemen, is the fact that Manchester United are switching their defense and they're playing very aggressively, intensely. Their hands are up, and that's the kind of basketball you need to see from a team like this.
There's Hungrecker missing a shot. Irish. And it was interesting to see Hungrecker give himself an easy exit out of that one, and I don't blame him for one moment.
Simon, would you take a charge on a Mack truck about to run you over? There's courage and then there's stupidity.
Yeah.
And Colin Irish is definitely...
Yeah, he's one hell of a proposition.
Basket there by Alan Cunningham. He broke the trap, got in and got it for a layup.
And still, Worthing are in contention. This is very much Manchester's period, but Worthing, I feel, are doing very well to hang on here. Miller, and again the rebound from Cunningham. And although this has not been offensively or defensively the best part of Worthing's game, they haven't let the scoring drift.
No, they haven't. Now you see Manchester in another zone defense. They're playing a 3-2, a 3-man front, which denies any good outside shooting opportunities. They're going to force Worthing to go inside.
And Cunningham somehow finds his way there. Again, Colin Irish ends up on the floor. And Cunningham ends up with 2 more points. He's up to 21. He only had 6 at the half, so he's having a great second half. And it's Cunningham versus Irish at the moment.
Looks like, yeah, the first one to run out of gas here is going to be the team in trouble. Colin Irish does have a tendency to get very, very tired.
It won't go in for David Lloyd. Still hasn't got off the mark yet.
Irish is already dragging up and down the floor a bit. I think Joe Welton's got to get him out of the game.
Here's Cunningham. Burns does well there. Well played.
He took those long arms, stuck them out there, grabbed the offensive rebound, and put it back in for 2 points. Boy, that was a great play by Nick. Watch this rebound. You see Big Nick jump up, stretch his arm out, grab it. People are slapping at him, he still puts it back in.
So it's back to 1. Irish again. He's missed one. The first time he's missed one in this second half.
Simon, much to your excitement, he has missed one.
That's amazing, this Manchester team. Every time they get ahead, they seem to go back to their old form and start taking bad shots, forcing it a bit. They've got to keep playing the way they were playing a minute ago.
Jenkins. Hungrecker. Good rebound from Will Brown.
I think United needs some leadership here. I think they need to remain composed and get a layup. If you can possibly get a layup at this point, I tell you, it makes things a whole lot more comfortable.
Well, Coach Welton mentioned that in his last time out. He said, get the ball inside. There he goes. Young Carl Miller trying inside.
Look who has the ball there.
Off the backboard.
Colin Irish. 39 points to Colin Irish.
The Colin and Allen show here are going at it a bit.
Really? Well, I tell you, Worthing are making a fundamental mistake on offense. They're getting the ball in the corners. When you're playing against a trapping zone defense, you do not want to get the ball in the corner of the court, especially in half court. Very dangerous.
Foul on David Lloyd. Substitution for Manchester United. In comes Ed Boner. Out goes Carl Miller.
I tell you, is Jerry Jenkins in the gym this evening? He's been very quiet. As soon as I opened my mouth. I didn't even get finished.
Yeah, the Worthing fans wanting to speak about.
Big Ed Boney just came back in the game. Let's look and see. I'd like to see a little more activity out of Big Ed. He looks a bit complacent at the moment.
David Lloyd, great block there from Alan Cunningham. He's getting better and better as this second half wears on. 7 minutes left.
I think Alan Cunningham must be in the finest physical shape of any basketball player in the country. In Britain, he's just a very fine physical specimen, and he's in great shape.
Cunningham misses that one right from the edge of the three-pointer.
It was Humgrecker that missed that one from the corner.
Right. Here's Irish. Second miss, but I think a foul there from Penny on Jenkins. Not spotted.
Oh, boy, that should have been an intentional foul. How did the referee miss that one? Come on, Trevor. Oh, goodness.
He did miss that one by a lot. Well, there's
payback.
There's justice.
There is justice. And here's a chance for Worthing to go in the lead. Humgrecker with the ball.
Well, the crowd seems to be picking up a little bit. Getting down to the last 6 minutes. This is where it counts.
Regan. Jenkins. Traveling. Jenkins not happy, but it looks a reasonable call. Substitution for United.
Looks like Coach Joe Welton's a bit upset. I think he wanted to cancel that timeout.
And here's Colin Irish going to the timeout, and he looks a little bit tired. He's really struggling on that left leg of his. But Joe Welton's timeout, here it is.
Listen, let's go 3, right? 3. Let's go, right now, let's go all the time. Make or miss. Make or miss. With you on the baseline. You all right? You tired? Offense, we're going to go Philly with Will going baseline to base. Let's move the ball, all right? Be patient. They're tired. We'll get a good shot. I want a good shot this time down the floor. Get a breather. Get a breather. We're in no hurry. I want a good shot down the floor. Everybody's got a rebound. When we get a rebound, look to break. If not, get the ball back out. Here we go. Let's go now. Here we go. All right? 1, 2, 3, defense.
I don't know what the number 3 defense is, but he wants them to do it after every basket. So I assume it's a pressing defense. And he also wants them to work the ball run, get a good shot, and most importantly, rebound and try to get out on the fast break. And he also said to take your time and timeout and cool down a bit.
So the rebounds you saw there, 33 to 21, I think. Good many of those from Alan Cunningham. That's been the difference in the second half.
I told you he was going to get every rebound in London if he missed.
His 4th. Here it is.
Well, look at Alan Cunningham. He's the key one. Another steal for Alan. Forces Ed Bonner to make a foul.
Looks a bit unlucky to me, certainly from that replay.
Well, I can't believe Worthing keeps dribbling into this trap in the corner. Try and bring the ball down the middle of the floor against the trapping zone defense.
Cunningham. Humgrecker.
I tell you, Alan Cunningham has 20 rebounds. 20 rebounds. That's more rebounds than I get in a year.
Never heard of 20 rebounds in a game. Here's Regan. And Worthing are in front.
That's my boy, Regan. I like him. He's a good player. Boy, he comes out there very intense, works hard. Nice to see him hit a jump shot and help his team get some points on the board.
Does that mean, Simon, he's going to be in Portsmouth next year?
All right. At the moment, it looks like I'm going to be there alone.
You don't believe that? Here's Will Bounds. 2 for him.
3 for him.
3 for him. And 2 points the lead now for Manchester. Cunningham. Strange shot from him there. Jenkins goes for the foul, but doesn't get it.
The ball went off Jenkins' leg. Good pressure defense.
Good hands by Will Brown there. He turns back to the basket. Good defense. There you go. Great camera angle. Good work.
Did you rate that foul out?
No foul left.
Okay.
Will Brown seems to have been the key at the moment for this team other than Colin Irish. He keeps coming up with these three-point shots at the right time.
And how do you do?
One more time.
Same spot as the last one. Exact same spot.
The bench, you can see, ecstatic as a result of that. So from 1 point down, Will Brown single-handedly puts them 5 points up, and he's up to 22 points.
I think that's 5 3-pointers for Big Will.
Jump ball.
7 and 14.
Joe Welton screaming in front of us because the scoreboard hasn't put the right score up for United, but now it's all rectified. Here's the jump ball from the roof of the Wembley Arena. Cunningham gets it, but not to any real effect.
That's a big jump ball. Good one to win for United.
And it's funny how those 2 3-pointers have suddenly changed the game now. Only 3.5 left, and Worthing now have got a fight on the hands. A real uphill struggle.
A 3-second call called by umpire Peter Knowles on the Manchester team into the basket.
Reprieve for Sheridan.
I can give you 3 guesses as to who United is going to go to if they need a basket at the end of the game.
Yeah.
And 2 of them don't count.
Burns. Jenkins. Evans. Ungracker. Really moving the ball around now, looking for the right shot. One gets the feeling it'll be Mr. Cunningham when it goes, or this man here, Ungracker. Oh, that was a poor one.
The zone defense at Manchester has been giving Woody some real serious problems here. And I think Coach Sheridan's asking for a timeout. He's got to get his troops together and figure out a way to get some better shots against that zone defense.
I wonder who's going to... Well, tough shot.
Yeah, I think he's getting 3-point happy. Jenkins, they can't afford to keep missing those. Jenkins gets a second bite at the cherry. And Jeff Jones looks for a foul from him.
Ooh.
Cunningham.
Well, how about let's run over some people out here.
Really, the referees seem to be letting things go a little bit here. So go ahead, fellas, just play.
Irish.
And 1.
2 points for Will Brown, and he'll get the shot for a 3-point. No, it's an intentional foul.
That could be the ballgame. Here you see Kyle Irish pass the ball over to Will Brown, and he's almost tackled by Billy Hunwicker. That could be the key to the ballgame here. 2 minutes to go. Going to put him up by 6, if not 8.
You rate that as an intentional foul?
I don't know. I think he was going for the ball. I think it was after when he tried to hold Will Brown that they called the
shoot it. Dribble, drive, and shoot it, okay? It's got to go up, and you got to rebound, okay? Having said that, if it's a man-to-man, you do last-second shots, right? Every time down, okay? Defensively, what? Yeah, okay? So that's a double screen for Jerry and Billy, okay? Preferably, it should be Billy because Jerry's around the boards, but if it's the other way, it's the other way, okay? Right? Now, if it's a zone, okay, big person, come up to the ball and look to get it to the opposite wing so that the quick shot goes up. Defensively, if he scores, you're going to be down 8, okay? You got to really put pressure on the ball, and you got to play the passing lanes in this, right? Now, check the time. Now, let's go. Suck it up now. Let's go. Come on.
Well, it's grit time now. It's time to dig your feet in. And that's what Bill Sheridan's saying. We got to get some shots up quickly. Big guys come to the high post and look to throw opposite for the quick shot. Defensively, he just said you got to play the passing lanes, try and get some steals, try and turn the game around quickly. We only got 2 minutes and 21 seconds to go.
Will Brown, what an influence he's had in this game in the last couple of minutes. 9 points in the last couple of minutes for him. He's up to 25. Whirling ball, and they desperately need every possession to end in a basket from now on in. 8 points, the deficit. And very nearly an air ball there, just hit the backboard. Jenkins, Bona, a foul against Nick Burns.
Great pass there from Colin Irish to Ed Bona. He deceived, looked the other way against the defense, and made a big, nice pass to Ed. Look at this. He's looking the other way, passes to Big Ed. Goes, he wants to slam the ball. Nick says, no way, baby.
He was going to dunk that one backwards, too.
Yep.
That would have been what's called a funky dunk. Look at this one here. He's about to dunk this one backwards, And Burns says, no, Charlie, you have to take that one outside. But I tell you, the last 2 times down the court, Colin Irish has led the fast break, and they've gotten shots, easy shots.
That's what makes him such a great player. He not only can score, shoot from the outside, inside, but he also runs the fast break and passes very well.
And it looks now as if the feelings from that bench are going to be confirmed by the result. 10 points the lead. Certainly United feel they've got this game now. And everything going wrong for Worthing. Great hustling from Colin Irish.
Here he comes again.
David Lloyd. Great shot block. Was that Cunningham? And again. Foul on Craig Evans, but look at these shot blocks from Cunningham.
And watch him come back here.
There's a second. Great play there.
Kind of reminds me of Patrick Ewing.
Absolutely sensational stuff from Cunningham. But it's to no avail because it means that Bona's at the free throw line. The foul on Evans. To 13.
It looks as though Manchester are going to have their chance to get back at Kingston tomorrow. 11 points, a minute 41 seconds left. You know, it's just about over. And it's going to be, it looks like it'll be a pretty classic matchup. They're playing well. They can play well. This sort of defense against Kingston, they've got a legitimate chance of winning their first major title this year.
Cunningham.
Nice move.
Still hot. Still competitive.
Here comes that full court pressure from Worthing. It's a bit too late, though. There's only less than a minute left. It works. And I wonder why they haven't tried this a bit earlier.
Substitution for Worthing.
He's a good substitution. Tim Pilkington in for Nick Burns to make the adjustment for the press offense, press defense.
I think he wants to get some better outside shooting as well. But if you recall, in the playoff series against Solid, Worthing effectively pressed on a full court. They haven't done it at all this game.
14.
Foul on Colin Irish, his fourth, but the foul's coming late.
Allen!
Both teams now on 17 fouls for the half, so both in a one-on-one situation. There's Irish, the man of the game. Cunningham.
Well, that was close.
Yeah, about 2 foot close.
Close to those cheerleaders down there.
And again, it's Irish. He's 41 points now. Cunningham. Double teamed. Basket is good.
Foul is 6.
Foul on Jeff Jones.
Red. 6.
Here's the replay. Cunningham to the basket. Well, that was 50-50. Looked like he kind of ran over Jeff Jones. Here we go again.
I'd be a bit upset if I was Jeff Jones. Goodness me.
I guess kind of is the wrong word. He ran over Jeff Jones there.
Well, gentlemen, the great Cinderella story looks to be in doubt here. It would have been nice for a team like Worthing with the, they're extremely low budget compared to some other teams. Come up here and win the championship, but they've done a great job, and there's a lot of good credit due to them.
Right, into the last minute we go. The deficit is 8, and it does look as if the story is ending in disappointment. But what a season it's been for Worthing.
I'll tell you something. There's a young kid who is very unhappy, disappointed. Feel sorry for him.
It's been a terrible year. It's been a terrible disappointment for a wonderful year for Worthing. Because at one stage in November they looked as if they'd be out of business. Then Nissan Cars came to their rescue with £35,000. And the team who had to go to matches in their own cars suddenly had a coach, suddenly had sponsors, suddenly had money. And how they turned the season around. Hungrika missing the shot. And they performed really admirably throughout the second half of the season, getting to the playoffs, then getting to Wembley, and they performed well here against the second best team in the country.
Absolutely, Simon. The credit to their whole entire program. They've been building something up there for a couple of years. I don't think this is the last time you're going to see the Worthing Bears at Wembley.
Certainly hope not. Well, terrific support. They've built their support up from virtually nothing, 150, 200 to 1,000 in the little gym every week.
Great support, good people there. They continue, developing and working, and they have been. They'll make the top someday.
Still fighting, still exciting. Alan Cunningham, 27 points to him. But in the last dozen seconds now, and Brown will take the air out of the ball here.
Take the air out of the ball. This is the best bit of the game for winners.
Joe Welch, congratulated by Bill Sheridan. And whilst a disappointment for that man there, all credit to his side, and a magnificent reward for Manchester United back at Wembley for the second time, and now for the second successive year, these men are in the final. And how interesting it'll be. Beaten by Kingston in the Cup, beaten by Altenberg's team in the Anglo-Scottish Cup, and beaten last year by Solent at Wembley. What an interesting final it'll be. The top two in the league reach the final at Wembley. But if Colin Irish can put in a performance like he did tonight, who knows what will happen tomorrow. The final score, Worthing 90, sorry, Manchester United 90, Worthing 84.
Colin, congratulations. They don't make an award for man of the match in the semi-finals, but you certainly are man of the match, 41 points. You seem to be a big game player. Is it extra adrenaline brings out the best in you?
Extra adrenaline, you know, it's right now it's crunch time. You know, we have 2 games left, and you know, I was fortunate enough to have the ball falling for me tonight, and you know, we knew what we had to do, and we just came out and did the job.
But also in the cup final, you were a major influence there until things started to drift against you.
Yeah, we're all remembering that. We're up 15. You know, we're just talking about 15 with like 12 minutes left, and unfortunately, you know, like that's an instance where the ball wasn't falling for us, and it was falling for them, and before we knew it, they were right back in the ball game.
Just a brief look back at this semi-final. Very intense, wasn't it?
Yeah.
At one stage, it looks as if Worthing just might be having the edge on you, but you came back very gallantly.
That's been the way we played them all year. You know, they seem to have the edge on us, but like tonight, we had the ability to just hang in there, and you know, once we got our run, we were hard to catch up.
You all seemed fired up, particularly you. I remember something in the first minute when you were sprawling all over the floor.
Yeah. You know, that's part of the game. You know, we have to get something to get going. You know, sometimes it takes things like that to get us going. You know, it sees things like that, it gets the whole team fired up.
So, it's Kingston in the final. They have a kind of arrogance about them, which is born out of results, really. They are 3-0 against you. How do you think you can change it around?
We don't really have to change it around. We just have to go out and play our game. You know, we have to play Kingston like we play any other team. We don't have to change our game plan at all. We just go out and do the work, and hopefully we can bring the cup home for Manchester United.
No sense of always the bridesmaids?
No, I don't think we're going to be bridesmaids this time.
Good luck.
Thank you.
And this is what they'll be battling for tomorrow, the National Championship trophy. I wonder if it would be like the cup final. Kingston came back from 15 down, took it to overtime and won it. The curling follows this. Don't go away, and be sure to be with us tomorrow at 5:30.